This is WFYI News Now. It's Monday, February 23rd, and I'm Samantha Horton. Here are today's Central Indiana and statewide stories. Today, Beech Grove officer Brian Elliott will be laid to rest. His celebration of life will take place at Beech Grove High School at 11 a.m., with a procession to Crown Hill Cemetery following the service. Officer Elliott was killed in the line of duty last week while responding to a domestic disturbance. Hundreds of ICE protesters joined a cold Sunday evening march on Indianapolis's North Side. The gathering of people from faith organizations and activist groups held a service before walking a few blocks from the Common Ground Church to the governor's mansion to protest immigration and customs enforcement activity in Indiana.
Love, not hate, makes America great.
The group marched and chanted in support of immigrants and against the detention center at Miami Correctional Facility where people are being detained. Last week, an ICE detainee died in custody at that facility. Stuart Mora is an Indianapolis resident and a community organizer. He says Governor Mike Braun has said the focus should be on the worst of the worst criminals, but that's not what's happening.
They're arresting everybody, regardless of criminal history. They're rounding people up and they're holding them without due process. And we don't think that's what the governor stands for. We don't think that's what the state stands for.
Faith groups have led numerous protests against ICE in recent months in Indiana. The Indiana House of Representatives has passed a bill allowing Syringe services programs to continue 5 more years. April Rickert reports the bill also has new requirements.
The bill approved includes residency and ID requirements and for programs to get 1 used syringe for every clean one they give out. Republican Representative Ed Clear is a House sponsor of the bill. He said while the provisions present challenges, they can also mean more opportunity for local buy-in.
I think over time it will strengthen syringe service in Indiana and as a result strengthen all of the other services that are provided through these programs.
In addition to clean needles, these programs offer access to HIV and hepatitis C testing and addiction treatment referrals. The bill now heads to the Senate for final approval. I'm April Rickert in Jeffersonville.
Celebrated local author Leah Johnson opened Loudmouth Books to make restricted and banned books more available. She expanded that effort through work with Indianapolis area schools. Known as Project Loudmouth, the idea came to Johnson on a book tour. Johnson's writing focuses on Black queer stories. Her acclaimed debut novel was once investigated by the Oklahoma Attorney General for allegations it was obscene. A key part to the program is students meet and talk with underrepresented authors, including those who have been censored. Johnson says some participants can't afford the books, so all get one for free. She believes getting books into the hands of children can help with literacy rates.
Trying to create spaces and structures that offer a more equal footing for young people is my priority, especially when it comes to diverse stories and storytellers.
Writing specialist at Arsenal Technical High School Allegra Mather says when Project Loudmouth visited her school last year, she saw the program help students develop empathy.
I think that having books and authors sort of enter this space that challenge some of the ideas that maybe aren't challenged in the regular classroom curriculum creates really interesting discussion. And it also helps students who maybe don't have a lot of representation in our curriculum feel seen and valued.
Participation is consensual between authors, schools, and students to have a positive space for all. There is not enough affordable housing in Indiana. Republicans say too much regulation is hampering construction and have introduced a bill to increase housing options. Caroline Beck reports while the legislation is considered a priority, some Republicans voted against the bill in a Senate committee last week because they believe it will take away too much local control.
The bill aims to curb local zoning rules and expand the types of development that may be allowed without a public hearing. Over 2 hours of passionate testimony were heard, and it barely passed with a 6-5 vote. Senate President Roderick Bray would like some kind of compromise before the session ends next week.
Putting lots and lots of work into that right now, and so we're hopeful that it'll be a bill that we can get passed and that will be good policy.
Both sides of the aisle say they are committed to more cost-saving measures for homeowners. I'm Caroline Beck at the State House.
Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department officers shot 2 juvenile suspects and injured another on the Far East Side Saturday night. Police say they were trying to stop a car believed to be involved in another shooting when they were shot at. At least one officer returned fire before the vehicle was stopped. The 2 juveniles with gunshot wounds were sent to the hospital in stable condition, along with the other youth who was injured from non-lethal response, including a taser. The juveniles are reportedly in stable condition. No officers were injured and the incident is under investigation. Residents of Indianapolis's Near Westside, an industry hub for over a century, have experienced higher rates of lung disease for years. Now the area is getting a network of monitors to measure air pollution. Jeremy Rubin has more from content partner Mirror Indy.
Companies like Chrysler, General Motors, and ReWorld have all contributed to air pollution on the Near West Side. A report last year showed residents there had a nearly 40% higher rate of lung cancer diagnoses compared to the rest of the state. A new pilot project from the Marion County Health Department will install 5 air monitors in the area. The monitors detect pollution known as soot that can cause serious health problems. Data gathered from the sensors will be available for anyone to view. Residents say they hope it's a first step toward cleaner air. I'm Jeremy Rubin.
The Marion County Sheriff urges state lawmakers to walk back a portion of an immigration bill that would force schools to cooperate with immigration and customs enforcement. Sheriff Kerry Forstall released his remarks over the weekend, sharing his concerns with the Fairness Act and how he believes it will hurt relationships between law enforcement and the community that have taken decades to build. He said turning teachers into informants for ICE will damage trust with students and could cause them not to seek help. The bill is up for a final vote in the Senate to approve the amendments made in the House. That's all for this episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Zach Bundy with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Kendall Antron produced our music. If you liked today's episode, remember to subscribe and share. And follow WFYI on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to get the latest updates from our newsroom anytime. Thanks for listening. We'll see you Tuesday.